I don't do intros. How you guys doing today? I'm doing all right today. Today we have some more Bloodborne gameplay, some more PvP in the year 2023. I'm not going to talk for the whole video. I don't want to take too much of your time. But I will say this, guys. Uh, I will be explaining the video, and I also just want to plug some things right here. Explain the video, I mean explaining the build and its intricacies and the character and whatnot. You guys know I like making lore for my characters and my builds because it just helps. And this is just a quality build, honestly. Quality builds are like very, very good in Bloodborne. And they had the most amount of weaponry to them, so, you know. And this build focuses on mainly 3 weapons. In Bloodborne, it actually is like a really pain in the fucking ass to level up weapons. Not really because of the second or first or second tier upgrades. It's actually the third tier, the chunks that are just kind of a bitch to get. It's only a couple places you can farm them at. The Chalice dungeons are really annoying about farming the chunks because there are bosses that do drop chunks in the Chalice dungeons, but they only have a chance to drop chunks, so you have to equip on your eye runes and yeah. So mainly I just go for about 3 weapons per build. But if it were up to me, I would have a ton. I still want to put the time into it. And with the blood gems, same thing. I just get good enough gems. And by the way, guys, if you want to see the stats for the character, the level, the build, the weapons, everything, it's at the end of the video. But I do, guys, hope you guys stay around for the PvP action. There are some fun things coming up, like this sweet fucking combo right here that I do. Look at that, R1 into L1 into jump attack. Look at that, absolutely disgusting to 2v1 these guys here. Before we go any further, guys, it would absolutely mean the world to me if you guys liked and subscribed the video. We're almost to 500 subs here on the channel, which is insane to even think about. That's halfway to 1,000, and we're trying to get to 1,000 before the end of the year. I think if we're tenacious enough, we could probably do it. And one last thing, guys. Recently, I have streamed on Twitch for the first time ever. Unfortunately, my first VOD ever won't actually be there because I didn't have the setting enabled to save my VODs, but it's enabled now, so I'll be streaming on Twitch a little bit more this week. It would also mean the world to me if you guys went and followed my Twitch account. I'll put it on the screen here. It's just Dustin Sanity YT at Twitch TV. Yeah. Don't worry, I'll also be streaming on YouTube as well. The YouTube streams ain't going nowhere. I just also want to alternate on Twitch as well. How cool is this, by the way? We have a Cause Parasite versus a Beastman in the year 2023. That's a really cool fight, man. Anyway, guys, let's talk about the build now. So, this is a quality Beastman build. It actually is like really kind of stupid to use the beast transformation with anything other than the beast claws. As you guys can see, I was using amygdala arm as well as the burial blade. Mainly just because I like the way the character looks, man. He gets really cool movements. You get a little bit of a beast gauge, I think, on those other weapons. I'm not actually sure about that. Don't quote me on that. But the main reason to use the beast embrace rune is to transform into this beast and get this really cool moveset with the beast claws. By the way, guys, this is the Wolfman character. If you guys actually want to see my entire playthrough with this build, where I go for the beast claws as early as I could possibly get them, the playlist actually is on YouTube. It's a really old playlist. It's like 4 or 5 years old, but it's there. You can watch the entire playthrough of this guy. I literally went from Amelia to fucking Lawrence. Like I went straight after Lawrence to get the Beast Embrace rune. I had the Beast Claws right after Bloodstarved Beast. It was actually insane. I did things so out of order that playthrough. So if you guys want to go watch it, go ahead. It's a really fun playthrough. So let's talk about the weapons, like I was trying to do before. We have the Burial Blade, we have the Beast Claws, and we have the Amygdala Arm. Now, of these weapons, the Amygdala Arm actually has the highest AR, despite having all these weapons have like 25% gems in them, and that's pretty much all they have. It's like nothing crazy. But on this build, which has 47 strength and 50 skill, yeah, the amygdala arm is the highest AR, but it definitely has, well, it doesn't have the greatest moveset in the world, but it's a really fun weapon. I actually never even used this weapon until this video in the year 2023. For some reason, I just kind of like opened my inventory when I got back on this character years later, and I seen that I had a +9 amygdala arm, a maxed out beast claws, and a maxed out burial blade. And I was like actually confused. I was like, what was I going for here? But yeah. Maybe I should go for like the Rakuyo or something on this build. I don't know. I have 50 skills, so maybe. That's another really cool weapon that I've always wanted to use but never really got a chance to. But yeah, the amygdala arm, man, it has a really cool moveset. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Beast Cutter, but it's way more strength based. And you would think that the R1 moveset of the untransformed R1 club moveset of the fucking amygdala arm is trash because it only hits in front of you and it's really, really slow. It combos really well into its transform attack, and the transform attack has like insane range. You see me using it there. It's one reason why I love Bloodborne is that you can press other buttons. Look at this. That was R2 into R1 into L1. You don't see combos like that in Elden Ring. You just don't. I love Elden Ring. But I think Bloodborne will always be my baby, honestly. I just love this fucking game so much. So that's the amygdala arm. I thought it'd be really cool for the character if he just like... If he was like this beastman who like... Just fucking found Garamond, beat his ass, took his scythe, found some amygdala somewhere, tore its arm off, started using it as a weapon. And then of course he would already have the beast claws because he's a beast. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, guys, there really isn't much more to say for this build, man. It's straight up quality. If I had to add more weapons to this build, I would definitely use stuff like the Whirligig Saw, maybe the Kirk Hammer. Just like fun strength-based weapons. I'm not a fan of Ludwig's Holy Blade. It's like the highest damaging weapon in the game because it scales with like everything. But I used it a ton in my first playthrough, and I got really sick of it back in 2015. So I haven't really touched it since. It's still one of the best weapons of the game, if not the best weapon of the game, just because of its scaling and its insane damage output. But I'm more of a Holy Moonlight Sword user, so I'd always choose the Holy Moonlight Sword over Ludwig's any day. Yeah, guys. With that being said, I think I'm going to just go ahead and sign off here. You guys can sit here and enjoy the rest of the duels, of the PvP, of the invasions. If you guys like this kind of content, it's kind of build-making content, it's kind of PvP content, it's kind of Bloodborne, Elden Ring content, Souls content in general, be sure to like and subscribe, man. I love making these videos, and if you guys want more Bloodborne, shout out to Heretic Jethro, by the way. This guy's build's sick. If you guys want more Bloodborne in the future, I have like 1 or 2 Bloodborne videos planned, and then I probably won't do any more Bloodborne for a little bit. But yeah, I still love this game. I'll still always come back to this game, and it seems like the Bloodborne videos actually are doing kind of well, and that makes me really happy, man, because this game deserves its flowers, and I feel like it doesn't actually get the flowers that it deserves. But yeah, with that being said, guys, fare thee well, peace out, and all that fun stuff. I'll see you guys later, man.